BuyTwoWayRadios.com. Check, check. BuyTwoWayRadios.com.
It's the Two-Way Radio Show.
And welcome to the Two-Way Radio Show. I'm Rick Savoya.
And I'm Danny Feemster.
And this is the podcast about two-way radios for business and consumer communications. Today we announced two new GMRS two-way radios from Wouxun and talk about their features. We'll also take some of your questions from our email, YouTube channel, and our forum at twowayradioforum.com. Our show is sponsored by BuyTwoWayRadios.com, the source of two-way radios and radio accessories for businesses and consumers since 2002. BuyTwoWayRadios.com, your radio specialists. The Wouxun KG-905G is an extremely popular handheld GMRS radio. It was first introduced in 2021 and was only the second GMRS radio produced by Wouxun, after the now iconic KG-805G. Now, there are two new GMRS radios that take the 905 series to the next level, the KG-905G Plus and the KG-915G.
Yeah, I'm excited to finally announce this update to the 905G. Like you said, the 905 was getting a little dated, I guess. It's around 4 years old. So it was starting to look a little stale. So it's kind of nice to finally do a plus version of the 905 and kind of bring it up to date, give it a few modern features. And then with the 915, we've got a little spin-off of the 905G as well. So hopefully everybody likes what we've done here.
Well, I'm really excited to see these two new radios come out. I really am. I like the 905G, the original one, and I use it from time to time myself. In fact, I've got this one right here that I use sometimes, aside from the 935G, the 935G Plus. And it's been a really rock-solid radio all the way around. So having these two new radios come out, I'm pretty excited about it because it does bring, both of these radios bring some really new, great new features to this radio. I think that rounded out nicely.
Yep. People love the form factor of the 905G. That's what we hear a lot. It has kind of a shorter antenna than like the 935, which is a step up. And it's kind of a basic radio in the way it operates. So it doesn't require a lot of knowledge, and it doesn't have a bunch of advanced features that would make it complicated. So it's a good radio to give to maybe a non-expert radio person because, just has the basic keypad. There's some advanced functions in the menu and all, but it also has a nice display for viewing outdoors. It's a solid feeling radio. And it still uses the same battery accessories as the 935, which is kind of the step up. But we kept all of that with the 905G Plus. So still works with the same battery accessories. Still, the display is still focused on being outdoor friendly and all that. But just a few bonuses.
Well, let's talk about the key features that make the 905G Plus and the 915G a little extra special.
First, let's start with the display, Rick. As far as what we did, I just mentioned that we kept the outdoor-friendly display, but it's been improved. It's a little more readable with larger text, and it's now selectable backlight colors. You can choose between 7 different backlight colors on the 905G Plus and the 915G.
I'll tell you what, let me demonstrate this for those who can see it. I'm going to turn this on, and you can see the original 905G, and then I've got a 905G Plus, which is right here. Looks a little bit different. Now this is in the basic color that it comes with. It starts off with here. Here's the 915G. It looks really nice. I don't know if you can see it really well here, but yeah, the 7 different colors. I'm going to go scroll through these colors just a little bit. That you might want to talk about that a little bit, Danny. It's not just 7 different colors.
Yeah, it's configurable as far as when the colors show up. You can assign a different color to receive, transmit, and standby. So you've got 3 different modes, I guess, that the radio can be in: receiving, transmitting, or standby. And then you can assign a different color to each. So at a glance across the room, you can tell if the radio is receiving or in standby.
Yeah,
And
there's the green right there, and for those who can see it, the green. And okay, see the 7 different colors we have here are, besides the white, we have the white, the cyan, yellow, green, purple, blue, and red. This is pretty interesting, like that. The red's a nice bright red.
yeah, and I love the way that they did the display. It's very uniform. It's not blotchy at all. You know, sometimes you see like the light could be more intense on one area versus another area. But I think it looks great. This is a very nice looking, outdoor friendly display.
It's a very sharp display, easy to read.
Yeah, and that was always a strength of the 905G.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what made it one of the items that made it really popular. I think part of the popularity was also just because it feels so solid in your hand. I mean, this is a what is it? It's a 66.
Yeah, IP66.
Yeah, it is IP66, and so that's pretty good. It's not quite submersible like an IP67, but it's still very very solid to have when you're out and about.
Yeah, IP66 is good for anything other than dropping it in a pool. You know, it's heavy rain, hurricane rain. You're fine.
Yeah. So aside from the display, I mean, another really, really big item for these 2 new radios is the Bluetooth audio.
Yeah, we've added Bluetooth support, and this is something that we first did with the KG-905G Plus, and now Bluetooth has been added to the 905 series as well. So if you have a Bluetooth capable headset, you can get audio through your Bluetooth headset.
Mm-hmm. And it has an expanded channel capacity on this. I think the original 905G has 256 channels, I believe. Both of these have 400.
We've also added a couple of other new features, an FM radio.
Mm-hmm.
We had some people trying to decide between the 805 and the 905. They want a basic radio. And the 805 had the FM radio, but the 905 did not. So
I never really thought much about the FM radio. I thought, I don't know, FM radio on a radio is a little bit, on two-way radio, a little bit gimmicky, but we've had a lot of people asking for it.
Yeah, you do get that occasionally. And it is kind of convenient to be able to listen to some over-the-air radio if you're out somewhere outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
So having FM radio on the 905 series is pretty awesome. Also, we've added the frequency counter that we also that you saw on the S88G Plus.
Yeah. Now we have a few other features here that are, I guess, not really new to the 905, but they're kind of new to a couple of the other ocean radios we've been carrying. We've got a denoise noise reduction option on this radio.
Yeah, this is the first radio that has the what they call denoise. Yeah, the denoise function is new to the Ocean series of radios in general now. And basically what that does is clean up the incoming audio a bit and remove like what they would determine is unwanted background noise. So it tries to make incoming transmissions sound a little more clear than they normally would. One other thing that we changed in the firmware, or that we added to the 905 Plus, is the favorite channels feature that you see on a lot of the other Ocean radios now. So we kind of, in modernizing the 905 series, we added the favorite channels function as well. I think that's pretty much everything as far as firmware and the use of the radios go. Hardware-wise, the 905 changed a little bit with the front display, the front keypad.
Yeah.
Originally, this was intended to be a simple, easy-to-use radio. You see 4 keys across the front, menu, exit, and an up and down arrow. We kept all that, but we made the keys larger on the 905G Plus, and we added 2 configurable function keys to the front. Now, that's in addition to the 2 configurable function keys on the side. So now basically we have 4 assignable function keys on the radio itself.
This is on the 905G Plus. Now the 915G, that kind of
we haven't really talked about
more.
we haven't talked about the 915 at all yet. But the 915 is basically a full keypad version of the 905G Plus. So it's the same radio, many of the same, basically identical feature-wise. The only difference is the full keypad. And in having a full keypad on the front of the radio, you do lose the 2 programmable function keys on the front of the radio. So the 905G Plus has 4 programmable function keys. The 915G only has 2 programmable function keys in there on the side.
However, and this is something that I think is really exciting. Of course, as you just mentioned, the 905G has 2 programmable function keys, and they were quite versatile. You could program them for a lot of different things. These 2 radios right here, this 905G Plus, as you also mentioned, it has the 2 front programmable keys, the 2 side programmable keys for a total of 4, but that's not all. Each one of these keys is capable of performing 2 different functions. So when you get right down to it, and look at the versatility of this radio, you have 4 programmable keys, 2 different functions for each key. That's 8 programmable functions total, which I think is pretty cool. Now you also have the 2 programmable functions on each of these keys, so that gives you 4 on the 915G. These are a short press and a long press on these radios. So you do one short press, you get a function that you've programmed. A long press, you get a different function. And we've seen this on some of the other Wouxun radios, so it's not necessarily a new thing, but I think it gives some added functionality for this 905G series.
Yeah, I think you're right. The original 905G only allowed assignment to a single press of the side keys. So basically, with the 905 Plus from the 905, you're going from 2 assignable functions up to 8 assignable functions with the keys. So that is a big improvement.
It makes it a very, very powerful radio overall. I mean, for all the simplicity of the keypad, I think that's a very powerful radio right there. And I don't think it ends completely there. I think we've got the USB-C. We didn't mention the USB-C battery. This comes standard on these radios now. So, it's USB-C chargeable through the battery.
Yeah, this is the same milliamp, same capacity as the original 905G with the 2600 milliamp battery. And the original 905G did not have USB-C charging support, but we, in the last year or so, have upgraded the 905Gs to include the USB-C battery. So if you have a more recent 905G, you may have the USB-C support, but the first few years of the 905G did not have the USB-C support.
And of course, so pretty much all the other features of the original 905G are in here. I mean, you have the 22 GMRS simplex channels, the 8 GMRS repeater channels. You've got a whole frequency range there, in the 400 megahertz range pretty much. The transmit frequency is, of course, limited to the GMRS channels only. But these two new radios, just like the 905G, these two new radios do have the super heterodyne receiver.
That's right. That's a big bonus for, that's one of the reasons a lot of people choose the 905 series, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that nice receiver that it's equipped with.
Up to 5 watts power. You can select the power options from high to low, low to high, whatever. You've got wide and narrow bandwidth, selectability. Now, you also, I think before the show, you were talking about the frequency mode.
That's right. That is something that I believe we left off of the chart initially as a new feature. But the original 905G did not support frequency mode because, and that's something we removed when we were first coming up with the 905G because it was kind of complicated to put in a frequency with just the arrow keys. But I believe we did over the years have people say, hey, it'd be nice if I could just tune to a listen-only frequency straight from the radio. So we decided to leave it in on the plus. Now, with the 915G, you have a keypad, so you can key in a frequency directly.
Yeah.
But with the 905G plus, it is kind of annoying because you have to use the arrow key and scroll, or you go into the menu and change your step to scroll more quickly if you want to. But we did leave the capability in there if it's something that you might find yourself doing. It's kind of optional. You don't have to go into frequency mode if you don't want to, but it is there for you now.
Well, of course, we have the standard and non-standard CTCSS and DCS tones and codes. You got the split tone and code support, and the tone scan is in both of these models, as well as a regular channel scan, the priority channel scanning. One thing that we didn't really mention, I think, yet in the beginning of the show was the frequency counter.
Oh, that's right. That's something that we added with the KG-S88G, and where you can listen over the air for a very strong frequency. So if you have another radio and you're not sure what it's tuned to, you can have it transmit and put the 905G or the 915G into frequency counter mode, and it will automatically tune to the tone and frequency of the transmitting radio. So that is pretty cool.
That is very cool. And of course, we already mentioned the denoise noise reduction, I believe. The descrambler is another item in there if you're tuning and listening in on frequencies that might be scrambled. There's a descrambler feature. Another important feature, I think, is the DTMF capability for these radios. And the reason I say it's important, it's not important to everybody because a lot of people aren't really going to care about it, but those who use the radio for sending call codes and things like that, who like to do remote functions with their radio, this is all built into the radio now, and especially with the one with the full keypad, you have really that ability to just punch in those call codes and those DTMF codes right there, right from the radio.
Yeah, that's why I think that the 915G is going to be more popular than you would think. Maybe even more popular than the 905 Plus because of the keypad. And it's a very outdoor friendly radio with a large keypad that's easy to access the keys. And so it does add a little bit more functionality, especially with the DTMF stuff, if you're dealing with systems that use toning.
And of course, some of the other usual things are in there, the Vox and the English voice guide and that sort of thing. This does include a stopwatch timer, stopwatch for those who care about it. I never use the stopwatch myself, but it's there if you want to use it. And of course, these are all programmable, PC programmable, and we've got the software. Wouxun provides the software for it. Now, I don't know about Chirp at this point, what, how that's going to play out, because I think the 905G is programmable through Chirp, isn't it? Isn't it not?
I'm not sure I don't believe the 905G is supported by Chirp, but I will be we just got these, our first shipment in, but I will send out a couple of demos or samples to the Chirp team, and we'll see if we can get it on the list. I believe it's going to be similar in the way it works to other of the Wouxun radios, so it probably would be easy enough for them to add support for.
Okay. But overall, and of course a 1-year warranty from Wouxun, overall, I think these are both going to be solid additions to the 905 series. I think they're both going to be pretty popular.
Oh, we should mention the colors. They're each radio is available. This is new, by the way. We took the most popular color from the S88G, and which is the Earth color. And we made the 905's series available in black and earth. So you can get the original black or both models available in earth as well. Earth being a light brown for those of you that are listening.
Brown color. But I think they're all going to be pretty popular. No matter what color you choose, they're both going to be popular.
I kind of like the way the Earth looks with the black accents. If it were completely all brown, I don't think it would look that great. But having the black battery and
that sort of
the black side covers and I think it's cool. It comes out pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Now we get to the big question: the price. What's the price?
The price is $119.99 for the KG-905G Plus, $129.99 for the KG-915G.
So there you go. And that's the new KG-905G Plus and the KG-915G. Any other comments on that before we move on to Q&A here?
I think we got it. I'm curious what everyone thinks about it. Are these the updates you were looking for? Let us know.
Send in your comments to Danny or myself to show@buy2wayradios.com. Well, we have some comments and questions from our email, YouTube channel, and our forum at twowayradioforum.com. Our first one, and actually we have a lot of YouTube comments from the previous episode, from episode 203, and that was when we were talking about that new Pennsylvania law, Paul Miller's law, the hands-free law. And wow, did we get a bunch of comments that it's very, very interesting comments. I'll read a few. I'll pick a few of them out here. I can't read them all, but I'll pick a few. This one comes from John K7649. And he says, "Hey guys, great show. I must say that I am coming down on Danny's take. I really don't see this as being enforced against anyone other than the texters. Really, every trucker has a CB, and truckers with CBs are not the problem." And that's from John K7649.
I'm glad you went with that one instead of the guy that was saying I didn't know what I was talking about, and we were not very well prepared. And thanks for your comments, though.
Yeah. This one is from Michael. Michael says, "Thanks for clarifying that this can be a primary offense. I thought it was secondary only, meaning the police need another reason to pull you over, speeding, failure to stop, etc." And that's from Michael. I don't know how this is going to really play out in the long term. This other one comes from Timothy 4, 8245. And Timothy says, "All my radios only require the pushing of a single button." And that's from Timothy 4, 8245. I'm assuming they're referring to the push talk button. I don't know. This one comes from Cableman F250. And Cableman says, "Hands-free is good to a point, but it's an overkill. Using a mic should be fine, and it's still okay to eat that burger while driving." And that's from Cableman F250. I think he totally agrees with you there, Danny.
Good.
This one's from SKRJ1TI. And SK says, the M in GMRS stands for something. I forget. Mobile, maybe. That's from SK.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. Also, he has another comment here. I like this one. I love this one. He says, cup holders are next. The way things are going, I would not be
right.
too surprised.
Yeah.
He might be right. But this one's a little more serious. And I was thinking about this, I think, during the last show. This is from Dr. Sisop. I believe that's his name. And Dr. Sisop says there will be issues for out-of-state drivers as they will not know this. What about these cheap Chinese bell phone radios? As they can go on ham, FRS, GMRS, MERS, and you can add a mic to them. Is it legal in Pennsylvania? 73s. That's from Dr. Sisop.
Well, you know my take. I don't know if they're going to be enforcing this anyway with the radio side. But sounds like some people disagree with me.
Yeah. Well, this was an email. I just got this email actually this morning. And this is from Matthew. And Matthew says, and then this is a little bit long. I might truncate this a little bit. Matthew says, in Michigan, using a handheld cell phone or other mobile electronic device while driving is illegal. This includes talking on the phone, texting, or using social media. However, using a CB or GMRS radio is permitted under the state's hands-free law, provided the user operates it with due care, meaning they shouldn't be distracted by the device while driving. He goes into a more detailed explanation. I don't know if I can go into all that, but to sum it up, he says potential penalties violating the distracted driving law can result in fines, community service, and points on your license, according to Michigan auto law. And I happen to be a GMRS licensee and grandfathered CB, aka Citizens Man Radio licensee as well. Thank you, 73s. And that's from Matthew.
Yeah, I was surprised to learn about some of the laws that some of these states have. Like apparently, one of the comments was saying that it's illegal to eat while driving in some states, and it's illegal to talk on the phone with the phone in your hand in some states. I was not aware of that at all. I mean, I'm in South Carolina most of the time, and I guess we're fine here.
For the moment, I guess.
For now, yeah.
Yeah. This one comes from the forum from Paul Ears. And this is an interesting comment. Paul Ears says, in the UK, phones are a total no-no. Two-way radios are not. If you use a hand mic or handheld radio push-to-talk, you could be prosecuted for driving without due care or attention, or the more serious, dangerous driving. But otherwise, it is fine. The reason they clearly specify what a phone actually is allows the emergency services to use radios while driving, and other two-way radio users benefit. My son was a police officer. He got a 200-pound fine and points on his license sitting at end of shift in the police car outside McDonald's, parked, engine off, burger in one hand, phone in the other. He got reported, behind the wheel, parked, guilty. Wow, that's... Well, I guess he was at the end of his shift, I guess.
I mean, goodness.
On the ARRL front, why are people surprised they lobbied for their members? They are a ham organization. Why would they lobby for anyone else at the ham expense? If you use any of the other radio services, why would you even expect hams to work on your behalf? Worse, and be angry about it. Anyone can be a ham and join the ARRL. I don't understand many things about the U.S., but is this not the same as expecting a baseball organization to represent basketball requirements? And that's from Paul Ears.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I don't have an issue with ARRL not lobbying harder for other radio services. They are hired. They're there for amateur, so they're doing their job. But maybe we need a GMRS lobbying organization.
Maybe we do. Well, if we do that, we're going to need one for CB and MERS. Well, I don't know about MERS.
maybe we could make one for all of the other Part 95 services.
Catch-all.
Yeah.
There you
Part
go.
95
The
lobbying organization.
Well, I'll let you be the president.
I'm busy. Someone else will have to take this one on.
All right. Well, I guess it does it for our comments and questions in this episode. Send in your comments and questions for Danny or myself to show@bytwowayradios.com. If you want to know more about today's topic or about two-way radios in general, check out our forum discussions at twowayradioforum.com. Of course, you can subscribe to the Two-Way Radio Show directly from our website at twowayradioshow.com or hear it almost anywhere you can find a podcast. And you can subscribe by email. Just click subscribe by email on the Two-Way Radio Show podcast page at twowayradioshow.com. Enter your email address and you'll get the latest episode of the Two-Way Radio Show as soon as it's released. And trust me, folks, that's a very easy way to get the latest episode. All right. Before we go, any final comment?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, today's show is sponsored by BuyTwoWayRadios.com. Whether you're searching for two-way radios for general consumer or business use, Buy Two-Way Radios can help you find the best solution for your needs. Give us a call at 1-800-584-1445 or enter our live chat at BuyTwoWayRadios.com. Well, everyone, as always, thanks for listening. And until next time, for the Two-Way Radio Show, I'm Rick Savoya.
And I'm Danny Feemster.
And we're out.